ンが発射された模様です。頑丈な建物や地下に避難してください。
It's 6 a.m. in the morning. I was rudely awoken by my phone going and vibrating and going mental. And then there was this air raid siren going on outside for a missile from North Korea. I don't know if it's real or not, but it's not a very nice way to wake up in the morning. But what I do know is this area. I'm currently in Aomori on the Sea of Japan coastline, and I think last year a missile splashed down in the sea off the coastline. Maybe I think about 100 kilometres out to sea, and then there was another missile not that long ago that crash landed just off the coast of Hokkaido, about another 100 kilometres that way. So in this remote, far-flung region of Japan, the only thing the locals have to worry about normally are the bears, and now on top of the bears they've got North Korean missiles. It's a bit unfortunate. I've come here to hike through a forest, and while I was prepared to accept the danger of the bears, the missiles certainly add another element to that. Missiles and bears. That is what the people here have to worry about now. Albeit not together. That would be quite unlikely, but also terrible. I'm in bed, just went back to sleep. Phone went off again, alarm went off again. Now I'm really angry. The emergency alert said the missile flew overhead though, so I better look that up. For fuck's sake, I was just woken up a third time, this time by the television switching itself on to report about the missile news. I didn't even know TVs could switch themselves on in Japan like that in emergencies. Probably makes sense, but it's so annoying, and now I've got to get out of bed and switch the TV off, for fuck's sake. This is what annoys me about all the people who go to North Korea on holiday, because it's so different and unique, seeing a culture that's so weird and strange like the 1960s. Fuck off. Like, every time you go to North Korea, you're funding a regime that butchers its own people, that has hundreds of thousands of people locked away in concentration camps and fires missiles just stupidly and randomly at 6 a.m. in the morning. If you go to North Korea, you're a fucking idiot. Don't go. And now I'm going to go to sleep, and I'm really angry.
You can hear the siren blaring, and people are hiding behind walls, running inside buildings. Others have run to the local schoolhouse, which is where we've been told they can take refuge.
一回経験して、経験ってばのおじだらなんともならないんだけど、まずどういうものかなと思って来ました。
その窪地の中へ隠れるだとか、ブロック塀のところに避難するだとかっていう、そういうもので果たしてミサイルが飛んできて効果があるもんだかどうだかっていうのも。
Now North Korea's reckless pursuit of nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles threatens the entire world with unthinkable loss of human life. It is an outrage that some nations would not only trade with such a regime, but would arm, supply, and financially support a country that imperils the world with nuclear conflict. No nation on earth has an interest in seeing this band of criminals arm itself with nuclear weapons and missiles. The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself and for his regime. The United States is ready, willing, and able, but hopefully this will not be necessary. That's what the United Nations is all about. That's what the United Nations is for. Let's see how they do. It is time for North Korea to realize that the denuclearization is its only acceptable future. The United Nations Security Council recently held 2 unanimous 15-0 votes adopting hard-hitting resolutions against North Korea, and I want to thank China and Russia for joining the vote to impose sanctions along with all of the other members of the Security Council. Thank you to all involved. But we must do much more. It is time for all nations to work together to isolate the Kim regime until it ceases its hostile behavior.
Hi, Jim. That's right. We heard the president's tough talk. Now we're hearing a reciprocal tough talk from North Korea's leader. This is via North Korea's news agency, KCNA. I'll read to you just some of the things he said. He said, "I will make the man holding the prerogative of the supreme command in the U.S. pay dearly for his speech calling for totally destroying the DPRK." That's a reference, of course, to North Korea. He also went on to say of President Trump, he is unfit to hold the prerogative of supreme command of a country, and he is surely a rogue and a gangster fond of playing with fire rather than a politician. Again, this is a reaction we're getting from Kim Jong-un to what we heard from President Trump earlier this week. He ends these remarks saying, "A frightened dog barks louder." So some tough talk from North Korea's leader in response to what we heard from President Trump threatening to totally destroy North Korea and saying that calling him Rocket Man, calling Kim Jong-un Rocket Man earlier this week, saying he's on a suicide mission.